sort of the tremendous accomplishment that has occurred. Because I know that these students are going to learn best if they have an opportunity to socialize and to be a community with each other. And there's a perfect curriculum for that called project-based learning. And through project-based learning, groups get together and they study in depth a topic that's related to, in our case, the Torah and the Torah service. And what happens is magic. If I'm standing in front of the class and I'm saying, okay, this is what the way the Torah service began, and let's go back to Ezra and things like that, I'll see the tops of a lot of heads. But I won't see much learning happening. With this, they were learning, they were working together. Sometimes, in the evening, they would say, wait a minute, we have to leave already? We're not done. We just need to have another 5 minutes to get this done. Had that happen more than once, and that was pretty impressive for 6th grade. And they worked together in groups. They learned a lot. And that's always our goal. We want to teach them a lot of material, but we want to do it in a way where they come out smiling and being happy about what they've done. When they work with projects, they have to do a lot of problem solving. Who's going to do what? One person might say, I'm not really good at what you're doing, but I'm really good at making slides. So let me make the slides for our group. And that is a type of way of working together where instead of saying, okay, you do this, and you do this, and you do this, they work it out themselves. And it has, it's somewhat of an experiment. It's the first time we've done it here at Talmud Torah. But what I saw in the classroom was magic. And I hope that you can see some of that magic as they present what they've learned. So I'm going to head to the other side where my computer is. Oh, you moved, okay. I didn't see her do that. Okay, so. I know what I'm going to do. Really?
Groups, just remember to use the microphone. You can take it off and pass it to one another, okay? Our first group is The Making of a Torah by Doug, who unfortunately is sick this evening. We'll miss him. Jacob, Daniel, Natan, and Ali. Please come up.
The Making of a Torah by Doug, Jacob, Daniel, Natan, and Ali. The basic Torah. The Torah, as you guys probably know, is the holiest book in Judaism. It is written by a sofer, which is scribe in English, and it takes a year to write. It has to be really easy to read, and the acronym for to train the sofers is sofers have an acronym to call themselves, which is STAN, Sefer Torah, Tefillin, and Mezuzah.
The qualifications are specifically trained sofer. They must traditionally be a man. Most families have scribes or scribe schools. Modern scribes do apprenticeships.
The parchment. The parchment is made specifically out of a kosher animal skin. The animal does not need to be killed in a kosher way. The scribe must mark the lines of the parchment with slight grooves. Only black ink may be used. The Torah must contain 304,805 letters, or it is unkosher.
The quill. Ashkenazi Jews use quills. Sephardi Jews use reed pens. An iron pen is unkosher. Iron is used to make weapons and could puncture the parchment. The Torah must be handwritten. Printed Torahs are not kosher.
So to make the ink, you have to use only black ink. And the steps to make the ink is you boil oil, tar, and wax together and collect the vapors. Combine the vapors with tree sap and honey. Leave it to dry out. Mix with gallnut juice, which we'll get more to later, and mix. Nowadays, we use ink using gallnut juice and gum, using something that I cannot read.
The calligraphy must be written in Assyrian script, and it must be straight and even. If a letter is missing, it must be fixed. All Torahs cannot have illustrations, only text.
Atzei and more. Atzei are the two wooden shafts that the scroll is rolled around. The mantle/cloak is used for protection, often richly embroidered and beautiful. The crown is for veneration. You use a silver yod to help read the text.
Other facts about the Torah. The galls to make the ink are formed when a gall wasp lays eggs on the leaves of an oak tree. The wasp larva eats the tree, so the tree creates a growth around the larva. The person preparing the material has to have the intention to make a Torah. The Torah must be made by a Jew.
What do you think the regulations to make a Torah should be? Discuss amongst yourselves. Wait, what the heck? I have something to show you. Okay, traditionally, a Torah must be read with a yod. And I have a yod here. And, what? Simon? So, this is what you use to read the Torah, and it's from Israel, and you need to use this to read the Torah, and and we will be making one later.
Our next group is The Origins and Creation of the Torah Service by Autumn, Margot, Mimi, and Maya.
Yeah.
Conduct by Autumn Morgan Meaning Meyer.
Hi, today we're about to tell you about how the Torah service was created. We will be covering the prayers, books in the Torah, what the Great Assembly did, and everything else you need to know about the development of the Torah service. At the end, there will be a Torah trivia question, so pay attention.
How was the Torah service put together? Our question.
The prayers before you read the Torah. In Kamocha.
There's no one like Adonai.
Av Harachamim.
God is a compassionate Father and King,
Vayhi bin Sar.
wishing good for Adonai.
By Ana Rakhet.
Truth in Adonai and the Torah.
Shema, which everyone knows.
Adonai is our God and the only God.
This is just continued. Echad.
There's only one God.
Gavlu.
Let us celebrate God together.
L'cha Adonai.
Adonai is holy and exalted.
Av Harachamim.
May Adonai always deliver mercy.
And the last one, Baruch.
Praise Adonai, chosenness. God gave us the Torah.
So the books in the Torah is Bereshit, which in English means Genesis, Shemot, Exodus, Vayikra, Leviticus, Bamidbar, Numbers, and Devarim, Deuteronomy. So the Torah portions, there are 54 portions in total each year. Each Torah book has about 10 to 12 portions. Bereshit has 12, Shemot has 11, Vayikra has 10, Bamidbar has 10 portions as well, and Devarim has 11. There are a total of 7 double readings in the Torah. A double portion is where you read 2 portions on one Shabbat.
Okay. So the prayers that you read after the Torah. Mishabrach.
You say this for very important occasions such as anniversaries, bar mitzvahs, b'nai mitzvah, for the sick, for traveling to Israel, and more.
Chatzi Kaddish.
Adonai is exalted forever.
Before and after the Torah, praise the congregation, community, country, Israel, peace, personal meditation. Birkat HaChodesh.
Blessing to the new month.
Ashrei.
Telling about what Adonai does.
Yahalu or Hodo.
Praise, thank, and celebrate Adonai.
Mitzmor LeDavid.
Adonai can do anything.
And Uvnucho Yomar or Eitz Chaim.
Let us celebrate Adonai.
Who was the prayers for the Torah service and Hadara as well? The great ancestor, also called as the Elsa consistent, Halaganda. How about 120 scribes, saviors, and prophecy?
What did the Great Assembly do? The Great Assembly made many developments in Judaism, such as they affixed the Judeo-biblical canon, including the book of Ezekiel, Daniel, Esther, and the 12 minor prophets. They introduced the Feast of Purim. They instituted many prayers and rituals. and also including the Torah service prayers, Havdalah, Brachot, and the Amidah.
The origins of the Torah service, rabbinic influence. The structure of the Torah service was created by the rabbinic authorities in the early CE. The Mishnah and Talmud. In the Mishnah and Talmud, you can find the first references to the Torah service. They describe the prayers and rituals of the Torah service.
Oh, so to answer our original question, the Torah is split into 5 books. Each book has 10 to 12 portions. There are many prayers before and after the Torah, most of which are related to celebrating Adonai. The Great Assembly did organize most of the prayers, and the Great Assembly made many developments in their time.
Now is the Torah service trivia question, so you can use your cards.
So how this works is someone will read the question, and there will be multiple answers, one for red, one for blue, and one for yellow. Whichever one you think is the correct answer, red, blue, or yellow, you put up that card.
Does anyone not have any cards?
I'm at Rabbi Davis.
So, what is the amount of Torahs ever taken out on a Shabbat? Red, if you put up the red card, as many as you want. Blue, 5 Torahs, or yellow, 3 Torahs.
We encourage you not to look at other people.
Please make your decisions on that you made, not looking around.
Yeah, so the answer is 3 Torahs.
Yellow. The one time that this happens in the year is 1 Torah for Hanukkah, another for Rosh Chodesh, and 1 more for Shabbat.
Yeah, it's called lynching.
How many versions of the Torah are there? 1 version, 5 versions, or 3 versions?
The answer is red. 1 vote.
How many prayers are in the Torah service? Red, 19 prayers, blue, 15, or yellow, 24.
There's 19. Yeah, there's 19. I remember.
The answer is 19 prayers.
Next question. How many men were in the Great Assembly? So red, there's 24 men, blue, 120, and yellow, 11. The answer is...
I thought it was 24. How many portions are in the Torah? Red, 365 portions, blue, 52, or yellow, 54 portions.
Oh, yellow. Yeah, because there's probably some levels.
You were holding up yellow and red. 54 portions.
Risa, you're doing great.
What are the 5 books in the Torah? Red, Bereshit, Shemini, Vayishlach, Bamidbar, Devarim. Blue, Bereshit, Shemot, Vayikra, Bamidbar, Devarim. Yellow, Behalotecha, Shemot, Vayikra, Bo, and Delit.
Good guess.
Please say
I don't know what the
among
right answers are, but I know who to tell her to look at.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Okay. Our next presentation will be okay. The next presentation is going to be about who actually wrote the Torah. This was quite a problem, and they did a lot of work to try to figure it out.
All right, and we did warn you that there would be a little bit of participation beyond just sitting in your chairs. So this is one of those moments where we're gonna have you stand up in just a second, not right now. Okay, come on guys. Okay. All right, we have who actually wrote the Torah: Dante, Matthew, Jacob, E, and Simon.
How are you guys? So we actually are missing one of our members of the group. We will miss him sadly. And he was supposed to run the active part of the thing, but he's not here today, Matthew. So I'm going to be doing it. So we will invite everybody to stand up. And we have a few questions for you guys. If you guys... So we will start with the thermometer exercise to find out how you feel about who wrote the Torah. If you agree, go to that side. If you disagree, go to that side. And if you don't know, stay in the middle. Number one, you guys believe that God is the author of the Torah.
Agree?
Agree, disagree, middle if you don't know. An amazing debate interview starring Jacob as the moderator. Me, Simon, as Moses. And Dante as the representation of the many people who wrote the Torah.
Guys, we need everybody to be quiet, please. Let's quiet down so we can hear them debate. Thank you.
Welcome to today's debate. We're going to discuss a big question. Who wrote the Torah? The Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible, and many people believe it was written by Moses, but others have different ideas. Let's hear both sides. Team 1, Moses wrote the Torah.
Good evening. I, Moses, am clearly the author of the Torah, and I have proof. Here's why. Number 1, the Torah says in Parshat Mishpatim that Moses, that's me, received God's instructions on Mount Sinai. It's written right there in chapter 24, verse 4. In the book of Exodus, it describes Moses, leader of the Israel, and had a close connection with God. It makes sense that I would be the one to write down the laws and teachings that shaped the Jewish people. Additionally, the Torah includes many details about my life, and about my life and leadership. If someone else wrote these stories, wouldn't it be weird for them to focus so much on my actions and my challenges? I mean, really. I basically put all my achievements, failures, and selfies up there for all to see and remember forever. That's why it was clearly written by me.
Some very powerful arguments there, Moses. But now we turn it on over to the other side. Those 4 categories of writers, Yep and D, who seem very excited and ready to respond. Team 2, multiple authors.
Hello everyone. Clearly Moses has some good arguments, but we know that the Torah wasn't written by Moses alone. Instead, a bunch of us had a hand in writing it. We have a lot of scholars on our side as well. I mean, how can you argue when clearly there are repeating stories with slightly different versions of events in the Torah, such as the 2 creation stories in Genesis. And many of us were influenced by our own times and cultures. It's unlikely that Moses, who lived so long ago, could have written everything down exactly the way it is today. Scholars have studied the Torah and believe that because each of us had different styles,
language usage, names for God, etc. That's clear to them, as to us, of course, who actually wrote the Torah, us.
Thanks to both teams for your arguments. It's clear that this is a complex topic, and there are different opinions on who wrote the Torah. And now we ask you, what do you think?
That means parents, raise your hand if you want to call upon people. Okay, thank you for no one. In summary, people have different perspectives. Most people believe that Moses wrote the Torah. People also believe that Moses heard the Torah from God's speech and said the whole Torah aloud for the people to write.
A little extra theory. Another theory on who wrote the Torah is that we don't know who wrote the Torah. Only the tradition says that it was Moses. But do we actually believe that?
Support to Moses writing the Torah. This might be the only theory of some kind of evidence, since the Torah apparently says itself that Moses wrote it. In this week's Parsha, Mishpatim, in fact, the sentence is in chapter 24, verses 3 and 4. Moses went and repeated to the people all the commands of the Lord and all the rules. And all the people answered with one voice, saying, all the things that the Lord has commanded we will do. Moses then wrote down all the commandments of the Lord.
Fear that many people that wrote the Torah. Modern biblical scholars have introduced a theory called the documentary hypothesis, which challenges the traditional view. According to this theory, the Torah was written by multiple authors over a period of centuries and later compiled into a single text. Compositions took place over centuries by many authors that are called prophetic circles, and many revisions happened during these periods. The four primary sources identified are Yahwist, focused on personal relationships with God; Elohist, emphasis God as Elohim, and context stories about the northern kingdom of Israel; Deuteronomists, mainly focused on rituals on the book of Deuteronomy and the laws it contains; and priestly, concerned with rituals, genealogy, and laws related to priests and worship.
The conclusion. So who wrote the Torah? Many people with different answers can be answered to this question, but we do not know the answer and probably will not know the answer for a long time.
I'm just saying we took a long time to work on that.
All right. Next we have traditions and roles within the Torah service. Emily, Ellie, Eli, and Theo.
It's on it.
Okay.
Rewind.
Okay. Torah customs by Emily, Ellie, Eli, and Theo. Tali. What is a tali? A tali is a fringed prayer shawl, often worn by Jewish people who have had their bar mitzvah.
Tali. Why do people wear tali? People wear tali for many different reasons, such as symbolism, mitzvah. Jewish people are commanded to wear tali, and inspiration.
Aliyah. What is an aliyah, and what does it mean? An aliyah is a central honor during the Torah service to say a blessing before and after the Torah reading. It means ascent or going up.
Aliyah. How many aliyah are there? There are many different answers, such as 3 on Mondays and Thursdays, 4 on Rosh Chodesh, and 7 on Shabbat.
Aliyah. What does an aliyah honor? An aliyah is a great honor in Jewish culture that involves being called to the Torah to recite a blessing.
The Torah. Why do we carry the Torah around the sanctuary? We carry the Torah around the sanctuary because it is an opportunity to symbolically reenact the history of Israel.
Okay, guys, now we're gonna do a quiz. What was that? What did you do? Okay. So, guys, just like raise your hand. Okay. There's. Okay. How many aliyah are there on Shabbat? I'm gonna nominate you.
Me?
No. Yeah.
7.
Dang it. Okay. Good job. What is an aliyah? Risa Kessler.
An aliyah is an honor in the Torah service. Do you want me to go on?
Sure.
It means to go up or to ascend.
Okay. What are 2 reasons people wear talit? Tammy?
Inspiration, symbolism. You asked for 2, right?
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, sure, who added that? She answered that. Okay.
Good job.
Well done.
Okay, 1 second, please. All right. Okay, we love Canva, and this was the only one that was actually done on Canva, so that's why we had a little bit of complication transferring it onto the other computer. So, you know, technology is fabulous when it works. And but how amazing are these students so far? Aren't they incredible? I'm so impressed. And they worked really hard. Each one of the groups was asked to have an interactive portion. So they worked really, really hard to find a creative way to interact with all of you. So you wouldn't just be sitting here. Thank you for your patience. They worked really hard on this, so we want to make sure that they can get it. All right.
So now we have the group that we've been waiting for, and I'm sure they've been doing tremendous work. I'm sure it's going to be great. And Hannah, Yael, and Nava.
Origin of the Torah and History of Tropes by Nava, Yael, and Hannah.
Okay, so these are our questions. Who had the idea for trope? How many trope symbols are there? Why is trope not in the Torah? What times are the Torah read? And what was the origin of trope?
True or false? One person and one person only invented trope.
Thumbs up. True.
It is false. So the trope was originally not called trope, and it was invented by a people called Nazarites.
Okay, true or false? There are 40 different tropes.
False. How many trope symbols are there? There are 27 trope in total. True or false? Trope is not in the Torah because of the oral Torah. True, false? It is true.
Trope is not in the Torah because it is considered part of the world.
True or false? The Torah is read on Rosh Chodesh. It is true. The Torah is read on Shabbat, Mondays, Thursdays, Rosh Chodesh, fast days, Simchat Torah, and other Jewish holidays. Before the Torah was read on Monday and Thursdays, people would go to the market very often. The rabbis decided to read the Torah at the market because it was on Mondays and Thursdays.
True or false? Trope is older than Moses.
What was the origin of trope? The earliest examples of trope known was assumed to be the 9th and 10th century CE. These notations are symbols found above and below the words of the Torah reading called Ta'ameh Hamikra. This translates the notes of the scripture in Hebrew. As people spread So did the usage of Ta'ameh Hamikra.
True or false? All trope are used equally.
The most rare trope. Oh, what is the most rare trope? The most rare trope is Karneg Kara. The Parsha is the longest trope.
True or false? Trope can function as punctuation.
What is the purpose of trope? It helps learn how to read the Hebrew. It helps us how to read the Hebrew so we can chant the Torah and Torah reading correctly. It shows us where the punctuation is in the sentence. It shows where the accent is and identifies and beautifies the text you are reading. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now we have Haftarah and its trope. Chaya, Rosalie, and Charlotte.
Hello? Haftarah by Rosalie,
Haya,
and Charlotte. The meaning of Haftarah. It means partying or taking leave. It is a series of selections from the books of the Talmud, or the Hebrew Bible, that is publicly read in synagogues as part of the Jewish religious practice.
Does Haftarah have vowels? Unlike the Torah reading, which has to be recited from a Torah scroll, which has no vowels or punctuation, the Haftarah is read from any collection of the prophets. It is marked with vowels, punctuation, and cantillation to enable the reader to chant the Haftarah correctly.
The correct pronunciation of Haftarah. The correct pronunciation of Haftarah is Haftarah. It is not Haftorah, which is the Sephardic pronunciation that we have adapted to since the creation of the state of Israel and the coming back of Hebrew as a living language. Haftarah was the Ashkenazi pronunciation that we no longer use.
We read it to affirm the prophetic books, to provide moral instruction, to reflect the three sources of authority, and to accept oneself for Torah.
When do we read the Haftarah? This is pretty simple. Sorry, I got lazy. We read the Haftarah on Sabbath. We read the Haftarah on Sabbath, festivals, and fast days.
What is the origin of Haftarah? The origin of Haftarah reading has been lost to history, sadly, and several theories have been proposed to explain its roles in Judaism.
Who reads the Haftarah? There is only one person who reads the Haftarah. It may be different depending on the procedure of Torah reading. Traditionally, the Haftarah is read by the Machir, who is the last person to be called up to read the Torah scroll.
What is the purpose of Haftarah? The purpose of Haftarah is to give insight into religious life and practice and to relate to the portion of the Torah that day.
Why were Torah and Haftarah paired together? Surprisingly, the Torah and Haftarah are actually both parts of the Hebrew Bible.
Parsha readings include Parshat Shekalim, Parshat Zakor, Parshat Hara, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Shavuot.
Okay, here are the sources. Thank you for listening. I could have done better. I'm sorry. I get tired at 8:30. Okay, guys. It's not my fault. Okay. So now we're gonna teach you a little Haftarah. We're gonna split into 3 groups, and each of us is gonna teach a group of you, and you can show your new skill to friends, family, or whatever. I don't know how. Okay, I'll take this side. Who wants to take the middle?
I'll take the middle.
Okay, you take that side. Boom.
Everyone, stand up if you would like. Okay. Hello. I'm just gonna do it once. Oh yeah, I'm doing Hello. Okay, I'm doing Kitah. I'm gonna just do it. And then if you start catching on, make sure you start doing it. I'm going to spin. I'm gonna start here. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Good job.
And our LaTorah.
Alright, so now let's have, I think everybody got it. Everybody on this side. Maya, you want to lead your group? Fantastic. Everybody listen, please. Okay. Okay, of course my cookies are going first. Alright. Because they're just special like that. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Merchaticha, Muna, Edna, Ta, Slay.
Hi.
Beautiful job. Alrighty. Thanks, everyone. Okay, that was beautiful. And now, I know we're very sad, but we have our last group of the evening before we go to the Make Ariyad. Aren't they so cute?
And last but certainly not least, the group that's doing the origin of the Torah and the calendar cycle.
The Origin of the Torah and Calendar Cycle by Sophia Lila. The Origin of the Torah and Calendar Cycle by Sophia, Lila, Ethan, Gabe, and Elijah. One was the first public Torah reading. The first public Torah reading happened in Deuteronomy, where Moses instructed the Israelites to have a public Torah reading every 7 years. They started to read the Torah more often after the destroying of the Second Temple in 78 BCE. After the Jews were dispersed into different parts of the world, they started their own cycles. But the first Torah reader was Ezra, who first read it 500 years before the destruction of the temple.
What is the calendar cycle? The Torah is divided into 54 parsha in the annual cycle. In the triennial cycle, it is divided into either 141, 154, or 167 parsha.
evidenced by scriptural references and fragments of recovered texts.
The oral Torah was given to. Oh wait. What is the origin of the Torah? The oral Torah was given to Moses at Mount Sinai, which is a traditional Jewish Orthodox Judaism. Occurred in 1312 BCE, which was a long, long time ago.
Here are some traditional views on authorship. So, rabbinic writings state that the oral Torah was given to Moses at Mount Sinai, which, according to the tradition of Orthodox Judaism, occurred in 1312 BCE.
The years in the Jewish calendar are counted in cycles of 19 years, of which 12 years are common years of 12 months apiece, and 7 years are leap years containing 13 months. Altogether, the 19-year cycle has 235 months. Leap years are now fixed as the 3rd, 6th, 8th, 11th, 14th, 17th, and 19th year of each cycle.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Wow, they've done so much work. The kids in this group, they all deserve a round of applause for sure.